I know what you're thinking. Monitoring has a bad reputation. It might seem like a chore, but today I'm going to tell you why I think it's important, what you can gain from it, and how you can implement it in your own team and company. But first thing first, let me introduce myself. I'm Liad. I finished my computer science degree in the IDC. I work at Healthy.io for the past 6 years, currently as a tech lead. And on my free time, I love baking and start the day with some sports. A bit about Healthy.io and what we do. Healthy.io is a healthcare company that turns the smartphone camera into a medical scanner. We have two main product families. The first one is the urine analysis test. It's the same test that you do every other day in the lab, but now you can take it from the comfort of your home. You get the kit home and the app that guides you how to do the test, and you will get results within seconds in the app. By the way, true story, this is my hand in this marketing image. I'm also the hand model of Healthy.io. And yes, before you ask, they are paying for the manicure. I don't think 6 years ago they planned it will last until today, but at that day, as a small startup company with a small budget and only one woman around, they didn't have much choice. The second product is for clinician use, and it enables them to monitor and scan pressure wounds. Using our app, they will be able to get accurate measurements of the wound width, length, and area, and they will be able to monitor the wound progress over time. I am the tech lead of this product, and therefore most of my examples today will be related to this product. So I already explained you we are dealing with healthcare. You already know monitoring is important, but monitoring in healthcare is even more important. Because we are dealing with sensitive data and patient information, we can't afford doing any mistakes. Also, under healthcare companies, we are under heavy regulation that we need to stand for and provide accurate information. So I'm going to talk today about two aspects of monitoring. The first one is availability, and the second one is performance. I'm going to start with availability. And when I'm saying availability, it's the first thing you should pay attention to when talking about monitoring. Are all my services up and running? Am I ready to get new requests? And if you ever come from the backend domain or the DevOps domain, you probably remember one of those nights, or a couple of them, that you had to wake up in the middle of the night because something was wrong in the system and you needed to fix it now. I'm going to share with you one of those nights in Healthy.io and what we learned from it. Let me introduce the system. As I said before, we are under heavy regulation. It means we have to maintain a UK cluster and US cluster for our UK clients and US clients. So we have both clusters, and in both of them we have both systems, the urine and the wound products. Also under the US, we contain some shared resources. In this example, it's our message broker, which is RabbitMQ. In all of our services, there are health checks in them. They check the availability of the service, and once they detect something fails, they know to automatically go down. So in one of those nights, a Google incident crashed our services, and specifically the RabbitMQ. The wound system in the health check checked the connectivity to the Rabbit and immediately detected it and went offline, while the urine system did not check the connectivity to the Rabbit in their health check and therefore kept serving clients while part of the system is malfunctioning. So we woke up in the middle of the night, we fixed the RabbitMQ, the wound system detected immediately and went back online. We thought everything is okay and we went back to sleep. And only an hour later, we got an alert from the urine system saying a patient could not complete the flow. We woke up again, we debugged it further, and we realized it's connected to the same problem, which is the Rabbit. We restarted urine services, and everything went back online. So two main things that were wrong here. The first thing is we did not get the alert on time. Just because the urine system did not check the connectivity to the Rabbit in their health check, we did not get the alert, and we thought everything is okay in the urine system. The second thing is that once we did get an alert, it wasn't informative enough. It was saying a patient could not complete the flow, and it took us a while to understand that it's connected to the same problem, which is the RabbitMQ. So the morning after, because nothing good ever happens in the middle of the night, we decided we need to create the stability that we need in our monitoring system. And the health check that check only the readiness of the service itself is not enough, and we need to check the system as a whole. So we decided to refactor the entire health checks in the company, such as each health check we'll check the service dependencies as well. It looks like this. If we have a service and it's connected to the database, I'm going to check the connectivity to the database. And if it's connected to the storage to upload some media or more heavy data, I'm going to check the connectivity to the GCS. And if it's connected to a message broker, in this case it's our RabbitMQ, I'm going to check the connectivity to the RabbitMQ. And so on and so forth for all of its dependencies. And this way I will create the stability that I need in my monitoring system, and I will know for sure that when I go to sleep at night, if something failed in my system, I will get alert about it. Now let's move on to performance. And after I validated all my services are up and running, I want to check my system as a whole and see if it's efficient enough. Can I handle load? Will be notified if some service is in a bottleneck or there are too many messages stuck in queue. And once again, we came to the realization that we need a better monitoring when we signed an SLA, which is service level agreement, with one of our biggest partners, that basically says that we can deliver results to the customer system in less than 3 minutes. Now, at that time, it was a very high achievable goal, and we were so focused on the algorithm team to build an algorithm that can return results in less than 3 minutes, that we neglected the fact that measuring performance is bigger than the algorithm itself. The algorithm is wrapped by an entire architecture of microservices and backend components and message brokers and databases, and anything can go wrong. I drew a simplified version of our architecture. Let's go over it together. The app uploads the wound images and metadata to the client service. The client service then publishes a message to the message broker to the algo runner. The algo runner runs the algorithm, hopefully in less than 3 minutes, and then send the results back to the result service, and the result service trigger another event to the partner service, which is responsible for all communication with the third customer. As you can see, couple of microservices, couple of message brokers, anything can go wrong. And what we decided to do to monitor the process as a whole is to add metrics on each service, on each major functionality in the flow with a timestamp. And once we add all these timestamps, we can then sum them all up and get a total time for each flow. So let's see some code, because we are developers, we have to see some code. I don't have much to show you. It's super easy, just one line of code that basically you can add anywhere you want in your code base. In this case, it's in the partner service, and it's measuring the time that it took to the partner service to send the results back to the partner system. And once we add them all up and aggregate them together, we will get this chart of minutes per scan. And we can see that the system is not perfect. There are scans that are taking more than 3 minutes, but at least we can monitor it, we can know about it, and we can do something about it, figure out what went wrong, and fix it. So after I explained you how we improve our monitoring in the past year, now the ball is in your court, and it's your time and responsibility to go ahead and implement it in your own team and company. But before you do, please be aware there are a few challenges. The first one is dev resources. If I didn't invest in monitoring before, so I'm gonna obviously need some dev resources to invest in it now, at least for the first time when I want to build the infrastructure that I need for better monitoring. Obviously, if I'm going to invest some dev resources, I'm going to get a delay in delivery. And it's something your product should be aware of. But don't worry, I'm coming from a product-oriented company. If I can explain the context to my product manager, so could you. The third thing is engaging team members. As I said before, nobody loves monitoring, but we should really explain the context to all stakeholders. For your product manager, I will suggest explaining that customers lose trust very easily. And it's important to get the alert on time, fix it fast before the customer complains. And for your developers, I would explain that on-call routine should not be such a burden. If our monitoring channel is very noisy, we will get more alerts and we will lose development time in context switching. If we don't get any alerts or we ignore most of them, we will potentially lose a problem when it occurs in the system. So let's summarize. There are 3 main points I think you should take home with you. The first thing is separate between the different alerts. Today I talked about 2 aspects of monitoring, availability and performance, but there are more, and each one should be treated differently. Not everything should wake me up at night. The second thing is incorporate monitoring as part of your development lifecycle. If you are adding a new service or a new component to your system, think on how you can add better monitoring to it. The third thing, and the most important one, is just be more proactive with your monitoring system. Understand that you need to do it, invest the time to think on your architecture as a whole and how you can add better monitoring to it, and just do it. Investing in a good monitoring system will help you to build the trust that you need between the customer and the company, and between your developers and their system. And we could all sleep better at night. So thank you and good night. You can reach me out at my LinkedIn or email.